Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is a Thursday, which means that we are going to be continuing our Quentin Tarantino series. And this is the second part of the series. I do have some already done, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Django Unchained, because both of those are part of my Leonardo DiCaprio ones, but once we get there we'll just skip over them and add them to the list and we'll be good to go. But today, we're talking about one that I haven't seen yet, which is good because I've been looking forward to watching it. I just haven't had time. But I finally was able to find it and to watch it. And so I'm really, truly am excited to watch and talk about True Romance. True Romance was released in 1993. It was written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Tony Scott. So this was written by Quentin Tarantino, but not directed by him, which is a big difference. I do want it noted that he did not direct this movie. I'm still including it as his movie because he did write it, and that's equally as important as directing it. He chose to only write this one because in the first movie that he did, he had to either direct that one and write that one, or only write it. And so he chose to direct his first movie, which is fair enough. This one was really good. I actually don't know if this would have been better if Tarantino directed it. I really don't think it would have been. This movie's really fun. No spoilers ahead, but a brief synopsis. Essentially what happens is we have two characters, Clarence and Alabama, and they meet and they just fall in love. But the issue is that Alabama was a call girl for like 4 days. And Clarence doesn't like that. So Clarence goes and he tells the other guy, like her pimp, and he's like, hey, this is my girl, you don't get to have her, blah, 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 right? And through a mishap of events, he accidentally kills the hitman, the pimp. And essentially what happens at that point is they stumble on a bunch of drugs, and they're trying to sell it, because if they sell it, they get all this money, and they can live their own life and have this like fairy tale ending kind of thing, right? So a bunch of things ensue, and it's a really fun movie. It essentially is a gangster movie, right? It kind of is, but it also kind of is a love story, and it also kind of is an on-the-road kind of movie. And I like those kind of things where we can have these back-and-forth kind of feels of a genre. And I think it was handled very well, because this could have been very bad, right? Because if it didn't explain everything the way that it was explained, it would have been really bad. There are still some issues that I have with the movie. Like, the ending was really cool, but also kind of anticlimactic. Like, the middle of Act 3 was really solid. For those of you who've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It was really fun, really cool. The very end of the movie was kind of like, okay. Like, it's not... I'm okay with the ending, but I feel like it could have been better. Which is where I think Quentin Tarantino would have done better. I think he would have. I think he would have fixed the ending a little bit. And I'm not saying the ending's bad, because it's not. But it's certainly not, fantastic. But definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen True Romance yet, go ahead and check it out. It really is fun and nice. I don't know where I rented this. I might have actually bought this one. I don't remember. I've recently been trying to collect Blu-rays, so I've been trying to kind of work my way through the MCU and get a few of those things in. So you'll see that stack kind of grow until I get my new bookshelf, and then you'll see a whole bunch of them. It's going to be great. But, yeah, so I do think the movie's good. It's really fun. There are issues. Like, I don't think the ending's very good. The first act's really fun, but a little bit trippy, right? Because he meets someone at first, and then, like, 5 minutes later, he meets somebody else. And for a brief moment there, only brief, really, it's a very small moment, your brain's like, are they the same person? It's hard to kind of tell, because they look very similar. They should have looked very different, in my opinion, and they should have fixed those issues. But I'm not upset about it. I think it was good, and overall it was good. Let's talk about the acting, though, because I think the acting is interesting here. We have Christian Slater as Clarence. I have never seen Christian Slater before for some reason. I haven't stumbled across any of his movies before. He is excellent in this movie. He really is. He's fun. He's very charismatic and interesting to watch at every turn. I like him a lot. And I don't know, I don't think maybe he's just typecasted here, because I think he looks the part for this as well. And I don't know if he were playing somebody else, if it would have the same effect. I really don't. I don't know for sure. I will watch more of him in the future, I'm sure. But for right now, it's the one I've seen him in, and I think he's really great. And Patricia Arquette as Alabama. Also never seen her in anything. I'm pretty confident. And I think she was pretty good. I don't think she was quite up to Christian Slater's, caliber. However, I think that's okay. I didn't really have an issue with it. I really didn't. And I think that maybe it even enhanced the film a little bit. With her not being as good as him, it kind of helps sell the idea that she's kind of more quiet and laid back and not as forwardly aggressive, I guess I should say, as Slater's character here. I think that balance really worked, and I think that if they casted it differently, it would have been a completely different movie. I truly think that this is Slater's movie. He really does sell this movie quite well, and this is not to mention all the other, basically cameos. We have Gary Oldman, we have Brad Pitt. I mean, it's just Christopher Walken, and they're all only in one or two scenes, and they're really great. They're really fun. I figured I'd not mention them because they're literally most of them are just cameos. Gary Oldman's literally in one scene, Christopher Walken's in one scene, and Brad Pitt's in a couple, but he doesn't really talk a whole lot, and I think most of it was probably improvised. But overall, a really, really good movie. Definitely a really solid slate in Quentin Tarantino's filmmaking here. I really did like it a lot. And so I'm going to go ahead and give True Romance an A. Looking forward to next week. Just a quick reminder, we are not going to be doing any more series starting next week for a couple weeks, because we're going to be doing the Saw series leading up to the release of Spiral, which I don't actually think I'm going to have access to watch, because I think it's going to come out in theaters only, and I don't have access to a theater. If I can somehow find access to one, I will watch it, but if I can't, not a whole lot I can do about it. However, we're starting Saw next Thursday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all normal stuff. Thursday to next Friday is all going to be a bunch of Saw movies. I'm watching them all. I've never seen one. I don't really like gore, so I'm not looking forward to it. I like it. I think it's cool and it's fun and it's awesome and it's a good filmmaking tool. But I personally don't typically... I get squeamish a little bit depending on how it is. I don't care for blood. Blood's fine. But watching somebody's head get crushed, I've heard that kind of happen sometimes in these movies. Not looking forward to that, but I'm very excited to watch them regardless. But I'll be doing that, so just make sure that you guys know that there's gonna be a lot of Saw stuff going on. We're taking a small break from the regular weekly series and just doing an entire week-long series. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. Please consider subscribing. I have videos coming out every single day. There's not a single day that I miss an upload until at least June 27th. That's the only day that I don't have anything scheduled for, and I'm sure I'll find something to put there. So make sure you guys are subscribing if you guys like talking about movies and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about True Romance. I'd love to hear it. I love responding to comments. It's my favorite thing. Please consider doing that, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.